Hello everyone and welcome back to Jake's Scary Unusual. In today's cave exploration video, we're going to be going over some unique insights into some caves I've seen around my area with a family member of mine. I hope you guys enjoy and definitely stay tuned till the end. We have some very unique caves to go through. Guys, if you like, leave a like and definitely subscribe if you haven't already. I appreciate all your support. And if you haven't already, please share on social media. It definitely helps my channel grow. Thank you, sit back, and enjoy the video. In my younger years, when I was a teenager, I really enjoyed cave exploration and mountain trails. I used to always go with my uncle or cousins or sister. It was a very unique experience, always doing something different, especially in my teenage years. I really enjoyed hiking and stuff like that. And we'd always go into different caves, and today we're going to be going over a few of those different caves. The first cave is, about 10 to 15 minutes away from actually where I currently live. We're in Northeast Pennsylvania. There's lots of caves and lots of old mines. There's a lot of unique and individualistic things around here, that not everyone get to see anymore. A lot of these caves or mines have been blocked off, because they don't want anyone going in them, nor do they want anyone near any of the trails that lead to them. Because if anyone can get down in there, they get lost, stuck, or hurt, that's it. They might not be able to be heard from ever again. It might be the end of them, for example. So as me and my family member go into this cave, the first cave, we're walking up this hill, and then you see the cave on the right. And it's actually pretty cool, the area we're in, because there's actually a vine hanging off that part of the mountain. So there's a road down below, but it's in the mountain, of course. No one really uses it anymore. It's pretty old, actually. It's really mainly a service road for the local power lines and stuff like that. But above that, there's a vine, and you can actually go swinging on that vine. I actually even believe they used to use it as a tire swing as well. So on the right side of that, so as we're coming up, me and my cousin were coming up. On the left is that road. As we're coming up and going into that cave, there's actually a bunch of chairs out there, and it's actually a cave you can walk into. So this is actually the first cave I mentioned earlier on in the video. So there's a bunch of decorations and lawn ornaments out there. It's pretty cool. And actually, it's a very good view of the valley in Northeast Pennsylvania. It's really cool. There's all this unique views and different sites and stuff like that. It's just a very interesting experience, to be able to go see these caves and potentially old mines. Luckily I haven't really encountered too many of those. That's the last thing I want to do is encounter mine, not know it's there and fall in. But I definitely know of people that know of mines, and I will certainly be having some mine videos coming up in a little while too. Stories from other people and also some of my own. So as we're going right into this cave, we're like, okay, this isn't too dark. It was actually a very sunny day at that very moment. It was actually very bright outside, and a lot of the sunlight was actually coming inside that cave at that very moment. So we're going down deeper into the cave, and mind you that this is very flat. It's a very walkable surface. You can actually go in there very easily. There's nothing really to trip on or anything like that. So as me and my cousin are getting deeper into this cave, and you can walk relatively easily when you first get in there. But as you get down in more, it actually starts going at a slope. And not only that, it's starting to get darker. But it's also widening out a little bit. It's a pretty cool cave, I would say. A lot of locals even know about this cave, You can even see it from the road down below. But as we're going deeper in, we're starting to crouch, really getting down in there, and then it's getting way, way darker. I mean, we're barely able to see at this point. So we get our lights, our flashlights, and they're not great flashlights, mind you. They're kind of crappy. And when you turn them on at this point in the cave, because of that slope that goes down and you have to crouch under it, it's extremely dark in this cave at this point. It's like, what is around the corner, what's on the left and right sides of this cave? because we were at this point where there's actually a mound in this cave we had to go climb over. So as we're climbing over this mound with our flashlights, barely seeing where we're going, these lights, the light when it would actually go straight, everything around that light, it was not even a great light. You could barely see anything else, if anything at all. It was pure black wherever that light line is. Everything around it you couldn't see at all. It was actually pretty spooky in this type of situation because we didn't know if there was any bears in there. We didn't know if there was anything living in there that might jump out at us, or maybe even someone sleeping in there. You don't know in these areas of Pennsylvania. You might not know who or what you'll encounter. So we're going down over that little slope, and there's that mound. On the left and right, it goes deeper into the cave. And on the right side, you can see it actually goes down at another grade. And you have the light over there, and it's so dark at this point. Our light's barely working. It's only working in a very streamline, okay? And we're like, okay, we need to get out of here. And something started spooking us. We started getting the chills, and we started having this very eerie feeling. We're like, we need to get out of here now. This is not the time to be in this cave. So we look around more, and we swear we saw something to the right of us as we got in that cave. Right as we're about to leave, we hear noises, and we're like, we need to get out of here. Because there's potentially a bear or something living in this cave, and we did not want to stay there to find out. I certainly didn't, and nor did he. So we ended up jumping back over that mound, crawling through. Luckily we didn't lose our flashlights, because that's the last thing we need to do, is lose our lights, our source, to get out of that cave, because the light was completely blocked from getting in that part of the cave. So we're crawling through it, we get out, and then we have to go, and we're running like 2/10 of a mile. We have to run through this cave portion. That's how far back we were in this cave. We didn't see any mine carts or anything, but I do have a feeling, and he also had a strong feeling, that was part of the mines of old. Even though this was higher up in the mountain, sometimes they would start the mines higher up and then dig through to get the coal. So we make our way out, thankfully, and we're like, okay, we're not going in there again. That spooked the hell out of us, and we were very concerned and just shaken to our cores, with that feeling we had, that overwhelming dread feeling, and that like something was watching us in that cave. It was just very, ominous and kind of spooky, and it was so dark. I haven't ever experienced anything so dark before. Like, you're in there and you can't see. You can't make out anything in the dark because it's that black. It's pitch black. Like, not like when you're room with the lights off and you're going to bed black. It's way darker than that. I mean, it's absolutely, completely void of light entirely. It is very spooky. The second cave we actually went down into was actually from a lateral position. So as we're coming down this bend up on the mountain, you're going down the trail like this, and it goes over, and there's a tree over here, and there's a rope tied to it. So you're coming down, and you actually grab onto this rope, and you start going down into the cave. You're shimmying your way down in. And the craziest part is, when you're up actually looking down into this cave, you can feel this rush of cold air coming at you. I mean, it's freezing. It also feels very nice, especially on a hot day. You feel this nice, cold, deep air coming down from in the mountain. It feels absolutely exhilarating. It's beautiful. It's like, wow, this is fantastic, fresh, cool air. It just makes you feel so good and alive inside. It's a beautiful thing. Anyways, as we're going down into this cave, we're climbing down. You can either use the rock face or the rope. You're going down, you see these jagged rocks. It's about 20 feet down. So you have to be careful, especially after it rains. God forbid you actually slip and you bash your face or something. Something really bad can happen in these types of events. So we're going down that rope, and as we get down there, we're still holding on to the rope because we don't want to let go of that rope. We don't want to slip or get stuck. We didn't have real medical supplies at the time. I was a teenager. My cousin was a late teen. We were kind of just having fun. We didn't really want to get hurt or anything like that, or have to report to our grandparents or parents, hey, got hurt going into a cave. They'd be pretty pissed off at us. as any parent would, right? It was a young teenager at the time, or late teen, my cousin was, it just wasn't a good look. So as we get down in there, we don't have a light this time, but the light goes down at a pretty good angle. We're going down in there, it's moist and wet and just, there's slippery because there's actually some moss down in this cave. And it kind of goes like this. So here's the top, and it goes down and it goes in, right? So we're at the top of this, right as we get down in there, and you can see a crack. And in that crack, you can see it goes down way deeper into the cave. But the light luckily can show us that, but we're not clearly going down there. We have no hiking equipment. We have no flashlights, so we're not going to try that. But we did hear something actually down in that cave. You can hear like you're growling. So it certainly seems like there was a bear down in that cave. And you can actually see its eyes glowing. They were like a yellowish orange eyes glowing deeper down in that cave. We didn't want to go experience or see that thing in person. So we stayed up at the top of that cave, right at that entrance point. And that was only about 30 feet down at this point. But we're like, okay, this is enough. We need to get out of here. But it was really cool because some people actually made some like drawings on the caves and stuff. It looks like it actually collapsed at one point. And this was actually a mine entrance. And I certainly believe that to be the case. Something really eerie and something ominous, something really reckless happened here. Actually back in the day, back in the 60s and 70s, there was a mine collapse. It was actually in the 60s, and a bunch of miners died. God rest their soul, of course. But they closed all the mines after that. It was called the Knoxon mine disaster. You should certainly look that up, and if you'd like, I'd actually do a full video on the Knoxon mine disaster. It is a local to my area. So I hope you guys enjoyed these dual cave exploration stories. I certainly will have more unique and individualistic stories coming up. If you guys did enjoy and like the video, please subscribe, share it to everyone, and definitely leave a like, of course. And if you want, leave a comment with some video ideas. I also have a Discord and a Spotify, and don't forget my other socials, which is all linked in the description below. I hope you guys enjoyed again, and have a great night, and have a great day wherever you are. And take care.